Now for part 2, we're gonna do the rest of the pieces. We're gonna use the same type of code for the rest of the pieces. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need this, or actually the first thing I should do is this. I suppose I should actually might as well just do the default custom cursor. First thing we need to do, we need to hide the default cursor, which is this white cursor. It's black there. So first thing we're gonna write here is stage. Remember, is this we're targeting the stage. Oh, sorry. So it's gonna be mouse event dot mouse underscore all capitals move. Oh, you see this? It's in black. That means I did typo there. So, and our function is gonna be follow. Close that. So yeah, just under here we're gonna write our function. We're gonna write our function. So our function should be follow, should match that function above. So it's gonna be event, it's gonna be mouse event, open and close curly bracket. So now we need to find our instance name for our custom cursor, which I'm sure it was called cursor underscore movie clip. So we're gonna use that. First thing we need to do is cursor dot axis equals mouse dot axis. Cursor dot, oh sorry, wrong instance name, watch out for that. It should be cursor underscore movie clip, which is our default. Sorry, mouse dot y-axis. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, there's no dot there. Sorry, oh, my bad. Should be capital X, no period there, capital Y. You can always tell by the color because it was black. That means there's a problem. The color code is very useful. So just double check this. So you should follow the default mouse is x-axis and this y-axis. So it should allow us to go up and down, left and right, whatever. So yeah, there we go. So we can now use our default cursor to go anywhere. So there's one thing we need to make sure though. This cursor, we need to make sure that its registration point is right at the tip, right there, right on the tip. Because if we were to leave it in the middle, we could have a few problems there. So we need to make sure the registration point is right at the tip. So yeah, let's give that another try. So now I think we should be able to drag this head object using our custom cursor. So there we go. Right? That's quite good. Now the next thing we need to do before we move on any further is now what we need to do is, as you can see, when I drag this on top of that, I can simply drag it out again. Now we don't want that. We want when we drag on top of that, it stays there permanently and we won't be able to drag it out until we reset the pieces. So here's how we do this. So in here we're adding the event listeners. Soon as this head object hits this target, you should remove this code, automatically remove this code. So instead of adding, in our drop head function, we're going to type in instance name head dot remove. We're no longer adding, we're removing the event listener underscore mouse underscore down, all capitals, remember. Oh, error there. Now our function is called drag. Same thing, I'm just gonna copy this. I hate typing that line. Now this was called drop head. Instead of mouse down, also mouse up. We need to make sure we're not able to drag it out as soon as it hits our targeted area. Right? So now we're gonna have to do it's gonna be the same code. The drag function here is gonna be the same. We're not gonna duplicate this function here. It's gonna be the same for every piece, but the drop function, it's gonna have to be unique, because each one is gonna be dropped in different places and it's gonna do different things. So now what we need to do is we're gonna copy this drop head, paste it here. The main thing you should do is you should put in comments, // and type in this function is for, we're gonna do body. It's for basics for dropping the body and snapping it onto place. Sorry, yeah, something like that. You can write whatever. So just in case when we come back later you forgot what the code does, consistently with the comment. So here, everything here on this next function that says head, we need to change everything that says head into body. Now remember that we just do this first, I suppose. Let's just do this first so we don't get it confused. Our next event listener is body. Each drop function has to be different from one another, but the drag is the same, because it's the same drag function all over and over again. So here what we need to do is the drop function, as you see there, the drop body, we're going to type it there. We're going to come down here and type in our body instance name, which is up there. Now we're no longer going to target the head, we're going to target the body area. Let's get rid of everything. Just going to do this fairly quickly. So our target is no longer head, our target is now body. Capital B, oops, first. And I suppose this should also allow us to drag the body. Oops, I have an error there. My fault. Oops, we forgot to close this. Give that another try. So now we should be able to drag that and snap it. See, now it's removing. It's removed the event listener as soon as it hits the target. So I'm just going to do this quite quickly because it's the same for every piece. So don't forget to put comments on every function, so when you come back later, you know what the code does. Because you're not always going to remember everything you have written. You're always going to forget. You're going to be learning other things. So what we're going to do, just going to do legs. I'm just going to be quiet for a while here. So while I do this, just very quickly. If I'm not explaining anything clearly, just send me a message or drop a comment. I'll reply on that. Or if you want me to explain something again now, I'll be happy to do that. create an event listener for this. I'm gonna have to continue this to part 3 again. Sorry about this, but you know YouTube only will allow me 10 minutes, so I'm going to continue this to part 3.